Assault and batteries, but my trunk stay ever ready. Assault and battery, if you scared, you never ready.
Okay, this is going to be my video game update. Over the years, there's been a lot of games that I've bought from anywhere from Super Nintendo to PS1, PS2, PS3. There's a whole lot of them. I'm just going to go over them with you guys. And going through them, actually, even I noticed myself that the ones I thought I had and the ones I remember playing so much, it's not in my... I really don't own them anymore. And I know these are all the ones I own because I always keep my wrestling games separate from all the other ones. But very surprising, like, for example, like I don't have the very first Smackdown game for PS2. It was Just Bring It. I don't have that. No Mercy. I was never a fan of No Mercy. I'll get to that after. But there's no Mercy in my collection. WCW Revenge. That's another one that I thought I had and I remember playing so much, but nowhere in sight. So there's a few games there if you're looking. But I'll start off with Super Nintendo. This Super WrestleMania, I honestly have no memories of playing this at all. I'm pretty sure I just got it at some like 99-cent store. So I can't really tell you anything about that. But these two, WWF, the arcade game, WrestleMania, and then the Royal Rumble, definitely if I were to make a list of my top 10 video games of all time, these would be definitely on that list. For their own separate reasons too. This one, it was just the cartoon version of wrestling. You were going, the new generation is what it was, where the cartoons were just so over the top. And you had guys like Doink the Clown with the big hammer and then the big punch, and Shawn Michaels with his baseball bat, Razor Ramon with actual razor blades, he would slice you. Undertaker was in there, Bret Hart. Just a great game. I loved going you would fight for either your Intercontinental title or the WWF title, and just the stages you'd go through. And that's our one-out maneuver. And this little quotes like that from Vince McMahon. And this one, the Royal Rumble, I just find it funny that it didn't matter if you were 500-pound Yokozuna or Shawn Michaels. All it took was an Irish whip and just an arm. What the hell do you call this thing again? You hook the guy under the arm and threw him, just fling him right over the top rope, and he's done for. And the good thing about these games was there was, I guess, for a long while, you could only have a certain amount of guys in the ring at a time. And this one, you had like 15 guys all just going at it with each other. It was good. I liked them. And they're definitely wrestling classics, honestly, if you ask me. And then I'll go just these ones. They're really just all over the place. I think anyone who grew up in the 90s like me just remembers this game. This is the time when wrestling games weren't as accessible as they are now. You can't pre-order it on Amazon and get it at your door. You can't go to any EB Games or GameStop or Walmart. There was a time when it was sold out at every single store you went to. And I was able to get this game, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 days after it was released, and they were still nowhere in sight. You cannot find WWF Warzone when it came out. And I still remember, it was the Blockbuster on, what street was I was going to say the street, but what's it even matter? That Blockbuster had it, and we had it on our name on hold. And man, still cherish this little cartridge to this day, because I remember how excited I was getting it. It was just before Christmas it came out, and just amazing. Just how crazy people used to go for games, and how hard they were to get your hands on. And then this my only PSP game, Smackdown vs. Raw 2006. This was good for a little portable hand thing. It wasn't all the features that would be in your normal PS2, 3 game at the time. But it was definitely something. I think it was PS2, yeah. I had it for PS2, but yeah. It was like a very cheap version, but it was still fun. And then you want to talk about one of the shittiest games of all time. Smackdown vs. Raw 2008 featuring ECW. I bought this game twice thinking it would be better. It was just got shittier and shittier every time. Definitely one of the worst games I've ever played. I did not like it at all. The controls, and I remember it was mainly because of the controls, and I don't know. You can't complain about the roster because they just add more guys in, but just the gameplay was just horrendous. WrestleMania 2000, another one that would be on my top 10 favorite games of all time. This one, I prefer this game over No Mercy. Say what you want about No Mercy, but this nothing will top this WrestleMania 2000. I know No Mercy's the greatest wrestling game ever made. Sure, it has the backstage fights, and sure, it has the advanced weapons you can fight with, but I don't know. Something about WrestleMania 2000 just so dear to my heart. I love that game so much. And we'll go to PS1 because there's a whole stack load. WWF Attitude. I guess at the time it was fine, but playing it back now, not the best. And even WWF Warzone, which I also have for PS1, it was good at the time. And I think this game was pretty hard, I remember. It was never the easiest game to play. Maybe I was just shitty at video games, but both of these ones were very difficult. Not the best. But just having them, you're like, man, oh man, I got Attitude, I got Warzone. Then we got WCW Nitro. This one I did not own. I just bought at a store, and same with WCW versus the World. On the back, it looks not bad. You got hot wrestling action. You got here's Chris Benoit, Lex Luger, Dean Malenko, Ric Flair, Eddie Guerrero, and Hollywood Hulk Hogan. But I remember in WCW Revenge, it was always, you'd pick your favorite guy, whoever that may be. My guy was Billy Kidman. And don't lie, everyone always faced the Japanese guys because they had some crazy ass name. I don't even know who this guy is. So I'll pick him and I'll beat the hell out of him. And looking back now, there were guys that us fans to this day look up to now. Jushin Thunder Liger was in that game. There was a bunch of guys, Japanese legends today, that we are like marking out over. They used to be our jobbers when we were 8 or 9 years old because, you didn't want to face Hulk Hogan because you knew Hulk Hogan could kick Billy Kidman's ass. You wanted to face like Hokuno Misawa or someone that you didn't know how to pronounce their name. Smackdown 1 and then Smackdown 2, which is missing the cover slip. I think everyone has that game that's missing the front, but the back's still intact. This one, I just remember going to my neighbor's house and playing a tag team match. We always used to do a 2-on-1 handicap match. We used to put the difficulty on like the hardest one. I was always Jeff Hardy, my friend was always Matt Hardy, and we'd always face the Big Show and just pulverize him left and right. And I guess I bought it for $2.99 at some store. And Smackdown 2, I got this for Christmas, I guess the year it came out, which is probably 2000. And it was great. I honestly don't have too much memories, but I just remember playing it. I can't tell you in detail, but just good times. Really takes you back being 10 years old, and you're like, man, that was... And WCW NWO Thunder. This one just $14.99. It was actually a little pricey. I don't know why I paid $14.99 for this. It's not in the best condition either. And then this I had for N64, but I have now for PS1. It's still in the plastic. You can see there. Brand new. Hasn't even been opened. But just like WCW Revenge, it's it had a different feel. Although the games had a different feel. You compared the WWF ones to the WCW ones. They were very different feels to them. I like the WCW for their extensive roster. They always just threw all the guys in there, where WWF kind of kept it to the main guys until obviously the SmackDown vs. Raw started going. Well, I guess the SmackDown games. And these are the GameCube ones. Day of Reckoning. I don't know. I don't think too many people. Very underrated game. And the graphics for the time. I even look at the back. For 2004, 2005, this was just amazing. I definitely WrestleMania 20 time. Great game. WrestleMania 18. Another game that was pretty good for its time. The thing with the GameCube games, they were... I don't know. I think everyone was so fixated on the SmackDown games that these ones just got overlooked. And they don't get appreciated very much. And to be quite honest, all of the wrestling games for GameCube, at least the ones I have, very, very solid games. Crush Hour, pretty much like Twisted Metal, just with WWE guys. And yeah, you can just really, really fun game. I actually feel like playing this maybe after. This was the first game I got for GameCube. I got the black color GameCube with an orange controller, and this was the first game I got for it. I always used to be Kurt Angle. I don't know why. Probably because he was on the front, but he's the best guy in the game. And Day of Reckoning 2, I have a funny story with this. The release day, I kept calling EB Games. I'm like, man, where is it? Where is it? Oh, it's shipment's late, shipment's late. And it came at like 4 p.m. I was calling them since 11. Like, I woke up early. Like, as soon as they opened, I wanted to be there because I wanted to just play this all day. And I probably skipped school the next day to play this. And Muhammad Hassan's in this game, I remember. And another thing I enjoyed doing was your creative wrestler guy. You'd always face Kurt Angle because he was the best in that game. And you turn pins off and give up, or submissions off, countouts off, and just TKOs on. So you'd have to make Kurt Angle just knock him out. And the matches would go like 20 minutes, and I'd have some 5-star matches. I'm telling you, you always put on great. Even when I play SmackDown vs. Raw now, 5-star matches all around. You just put all these Jericho, Christian, Punk, Daniel Bryan, who else? I don't know. Jack Swagger even, and Kane. And you will put on a 5-star classic in like a ladder match for the Money in the Bank thing. It's great, and I love it. And these are the PS2 games. This is my favorite one. Smackdown, Shut Your Mouth. First game with Brock Lesnar in it. But it wasn't even Brock Lesnar, honestly. I think my guy was always, usually Kurt Angle. I don't know why. It's always been like that since the beginning. Stone Cold Steve Austin, Kurt Angle, or maybe one of the Hardy Boys. I was never a Rock guy. I was never the Rock in any game. And the first SmackDown versus Raw, I think everyone just brings you back, you know. And in this game, Here Comes the Pain, which is a lot of people's favorite. Funny story with this. It came out, day it came out, I rented it. I returned it 3 days later. And then on the 4th day, my mom comes home from work, and she has this in her hand. I was like, oh my God. Not because she has this in her hand, because she actually bought me something. And when we were kids, when did this come out? 2006? No, 2003. 6. What am I talking about? 2003. She always thought, $59.99 for a video game, it's too much. Get something from the $20 clearance thing. But she came home with this brand new 4 days after it came out. And I marked out like crazy. And it happened with Grand Theft Auto Vice City also. I remember like it was yesterday. I was outside, my skateboarding era, doing little kick flips and ollies up and down the sidewalk. And my uncle phones me, and it was my brother's birthday. It was like May-ish. He's like, did you guys look on top of your TV? I'm like, no. And then I go inside, I look on top of the TV, and what's sitting there? Grand Theft Auto Vice City. And I went outside, like, good God. And at the time, it was another one of those things where you'd have to be there right at 12 o'clock, midnight release, whatever, because they would be sold out. I guess he was able to get his hands on one. And I stopped skateboarding that day, and I played Vice City pretty much for the rest of the week, probably. And here's some Xbox games. This one was the first game I played online, and I was Shelton Benjamin in it, obviously. It was okay, nothing special. Showdown Legends of Wrestling. I know there's a second one, but this game was fun. I liked it because it was really the first time you had all these guys together in one game. You had the Warrior, Sting. Who else is in here? Show you the back. Got a whole bunch of guys on the top. It looks to be like the Road Warriors, Eddie Guerrero, Diamond Dallas Page, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, Scott Steiner, and Dusty Rhodes. So there's just a variety of guys from all different eras. And this shitty Raw 2. These games are not very good. The Raw things they tried getting over, Raw would be on Xbox, SmackDown would be on PS2. It didn't work. Raw was brutal. And like I talked about before, shitty SmackDown vs. Raw 2008. It's probably one of the best games ever made. SmackDown vs. Raw 2007. Bobby Lashley was the machine in this game. Just Bobby Lashley spear left and right. WWE 13, 2K14, and 2007. I got two. I didn't even know. I don't know what's the difference. One says exclusive guide inside. But I think all of them have the exclusive guide inside. Okay. And then Legends of WrestleMania. When I took this out, I have no memory of playing this. And it looks good from the back. It's almost, I don't know, like anyone who's played it. I'm sure I played it once, at least once. Yeah, there's some dirt on there, so I definitely played it once. But I have no memory of this. Smackdown vs. Raw 2009. WWE 13. Now, this was a Stone Cold edition, so you saw the one with CM Punk for Xbox. I can't believe I bought this game 3 times. It was so bad that I had to buy it 3 times. What is this? For Nintendo DS, Nintendo DS, Xbox 360, and PS3. I must have liked it enough to buy it 3 times. I just buried it this whole video. The classic TNA Impact, signed by a whole bunch of guys. I'll see if I can remember who's on here. But, Hector Guerrero is on there, for sure. It says Eddie something on the top. Rhino, Christopher Daniels, Austin Aries, Tracy Brooks, Taylor Wilde, Christy Hemme, Dixie Carter, Kurt Angle, D'Lo Brown. I know there's someone else, I just don't remember. But it was good. It was good for what it was. Suicide was in that game. Smackdown vs. Raw 2010. The Canadian exclusive 2011. And this, of course it would be last. All Stars. WWE All Stars. I even pre-ordered it. See? There's my name. He had it set aside for me because I was like, man, this game is going to be great. And here I was. I reviewed it for those of you who remember. And that was the last time I played it because this game sucked. It was so bad. I wasted $60 on this thinking that it would be half decent. It wasn't even half decent. It was just terrible. And they hyped it up to be so good. And I bought into it. I bought into the hype and I was gravely disappointed. I can't believe it. I know. The greatest WWE matchups that never happened until now. My friend, I'm pretty sure they happened in this game. Where is that? Where'd Legends go? Oh, it's right in front of me. Legends is here. This is the same thing as this, but this actually looks like it was good. This looks like a whole bunch of guys on some extra testosterone who are just going crazy. This actually looks half decent. This came out in 2009. This came out in 2011? Yeah. I don't know. I hate this game. I hate this game. I'd smash it right now, but I might need it one day. So, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next video.